Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to start off talking about Turks and Caicos because we have had the fifth U.S. citizen arrested in Turks and Caicos for possession of small amounts of ammunition. Now, last several months, there have been several stories of people going to the airport, Howard Hamilton International Airport there in Turks and Caicos. They're going through security. They're being found with small amounts, what they're saying are small amounts of ammunition in their bags. They're getting detained for this, being held for trial. And this is a really serious charge there. It holds a minimum 12-year prison sentence for even just having a few rounds of ammunition. We're not here to say, are these people innocent? Are these people guilty? So far, they are saying, look, it was an accident. They didn't even know it was in their bag. It had been from a previous trip, a previous activity. They took the bag with them. They were unaware that the ammo was there. I'm not here to judge whether they're telling the truth or not, but I do have a couple of things about this story, a couple of important things that to me are not being discussed. Now, first is going to be a tip. Very easy to do. Look, if you're packing for a trip, whether it's to get on an airplane, whether it's to get on a cruise ship, you're packing your bag. Look, dump your bag upside down, shake it out, make sure there's nothing in there that you don't know about. Know what's going in your bag when you pack it. And simply turning it upside down and giving it a shake before you pack it can make things fall out that you don't want to take with you on the trip. That is going to be your first and best defense to make sure you don't end up in some place like Turks and Caicos, go through security, and they find 2, 3, 4 rounds of ammunition in your bag, and now you're facing a 12-year prison sentence because you traveled someplace where it's strictly illegal. But now, here is my question when it comes to the story, and something I haven't really heard anybody talking about. Now, it says they are U.S. citizens, and while the story does not specifically say in any way, shape, or form where they traveled from, it is kind of presumed that they were traveling from the United States to Turks and Caicos for their vacation, and then they were traveling back home, which means they flew from the United States. They went through a U.S. airport. They went through TSA security. Their bags were put through a security scanner. And being curious, I went over to the TSA website to see what is the TSA's rules on ammunition. So no for ammunition in a carry-on bag. Yes, it can be in a check bag under special instructions. So you're supposed to check with the airline if ammunition is allowed in the checked bags. Small arms ammunition must be securely packed in fiber, wood, or metal boxes or other packaging specifically designed to carry small amounts of ammunition. Ask the airlines about limitations or fees. So to take ammunition through TSA security, to take it on board an airplane, it must be in a check bag and must be in a special container, which means you can't just have a couple of loose rounds rolling around in your carry-on bag or in any of your bags. These bags go through security, they're scanned, they're checked. People look at the contents inside your bag through the x-ray machine, and apparently nobody in TSA noticed ammunition in these bags. So now we have 5 people being arrested in Turks and Caicos for loose ammunition in their bag that they say was an accident. They didn't even realize it was there. These bags went through TSA security and were allowed on an aircraft. Now, it doesn't make them innocent because TSA didn't catch it, but it does kind of make me ask, well, what exactly, why did the TSA catch it? They're checking their bags. They're supposed to be looking for things just like this. And yet we have 5 people, presumably now that departed from the United States, that would have had ammunition in their bags when they boarded the airplanes here in the U.S. Kind of makes you think. This, it doesn't take these people off the hook, but maybe we should be looking, is the TSA doing a really good job? Because things are getting through. Now, on to the cruise news, and we're going to jump over to Charleston, South Carolina, because Carnival Cruise Line's time in Charleston, South Carolina, well, it is coming to an end. And honestly, it is becoming a real question, will cruise ships ever be allowed to go back to Charleston, and it's not looking really good. The recent proposal for a new cruise ship terminal over at Patrion's Point, well, that plan has been rejected, and they are citing that state law forbids cruise ships to dock there. So with the rejection of the Patriot Point cruise plan and the Port Authority's choice to redevelop Union Pier without cruise ships in mind, at this time, pretty much signals the end of cruise ships in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, it doesn't mean it'll never happen, but does it look like that's going to be happening anytime soon? Now we have what I could only call a horrific, utterly horrific incident over on the MSC side. She arrived in Genoa on May the 17th, and 4 male individuals reported to be just over the age of 18 were arrested for allegations of rape of another cruise passenger. Now, these 4 individuals were identified by ship security. They were handed over to the police. The police also have taken onboard security footage. They have been interviewing witnesses on board the ship, and the ship was detained in port while the investigation was going on. Now, since then, the ship has been released, has continued on this voyage. These 4 individuals are in police custody in Genoa for these allegations, and the police are maintaining strict confidentiality when it comes to the details of the investigation. So we don't have any more information other than we do have 4 males over the age of 18 that have been arrested on the charges of rape. Now, supposedly, because of course you know how details in stories can sometimes be, this young lady was lured into their cabin by these 4 individuals. Once they got her inside the cabin, they locked the door, and that is where the crime was committed. So if you are on a cruise and you are talking to people you do not know, people that are not in your travel party, please do not let somebody talk you into going in their cabin if you don't know them. Cruises are great for meeting new people, connecting with new friends, establishing lifelong friendships. But do it in public spaces. Do it in public areas. Please do not go back to strangers' cabins that you don't know, that you just met on a cruise ship. Because while these types of crimes aren't running rampant across cruising, they still happen. This is an example that they still happen. And I feel terrible for this young lady that it's happened to her. But please, don't go into somebody's cabin that you don't know. And finally, Virgin Voyages. Well, they have put out a warning. They are putting their foot down and they are telling people, stop doing this on our cruise ships. Stop it. Stop it now. And believe it or not, this is actually directed at travel agents. Now, for travel agents, solicitation on Virgin Voyages is absolutely strictly forbidden. Now, you're not supposed to do it on any cruise line, but Virgin Voyages is putting their foot down and saying, look, if you don't stop, you risk losing your account and you risk getting banned from Virgin Voyages altogether. And it starts with solicitation. Now, this could include leaving business cards, branded materials, flyers around the cruise ships that promote travel agencies. That's a no-no. There are reports of them going up to passengers in the My Next Virgin Voyages line, which is essentially their next cruise, book a future cruise area on board the ship, going up to passengers in that line saying, hey, transfer your booking to me. You should let me handle your booking. Because if you do that, you're helping me. I'm helping you. Strictly forbidden. Another no-no. Virgin even warns that soliciting people in social media groups, specifically to transfer their Virgin Voyage bookings to them, is strictly prohibited. Now, they also go on to say no rebating. And what rebating is you tell a passenger, hey, I will give you my commission off of this cruise if you book with me, making the cruise look like it's a better value if you book with a travel agent versus any other travel agent or even the cruise line itself. That's rebating. Again, no. According to Virgin, they're actively monitoring this. They are watching for it to happen. They are looking for it to happen. They are paying attention to passengers who are reporting that this is happening on board the ships. And they say there's going to be consequences if it continues. If they catch you doing it, they could take away your ability to have a travel agent account with Virgin Voyages, which means you can't book Virgin as a travel agent. They also say that they have the right to limit or cancel your ability to sail on Virgin Voyages whatsoever. Now, while this is directed specifically at travel agents, as cruise passengers, if you're on a Virgin Voyage and you see these type of activities and they're coming up to you and you don't want that stuff to happen, well, Virgin says go ahead and report it, and they are going to take care of it. But I say that travel agents that are above board, that are doing the right thing, that know the rules, no, you're not supposed to be soliciting on cruise ships. Doesn't really matter what cruise line it is, you are not supposed to be soliciting other cruise passengers on these cruise ships. You're not supposed to be going up to strangers and going, hey, I'm a travel agent, come see me for your next cruise. It is not allowed. All the cruise lines say no solicitation on board the ships. But Virgin Voyages, well, they've had enough and they put their foot down over it. All right, and that's going to be our video for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.